It opened my eyes to observing more than believing. But I believe that because
Johnson and Perumal were grooming her to follow their orders without asking questions. They wanted her to believe that dangerous people around her were the real threat, while secretly controlling her decisions. This type of manipulation is common when someone wants complete influence over another person. Instead of encouraging independent thinking, they created fear and confusion to keep her obedient. Over time, she began to doubt her own judgment and relied on them for guidance. Their goal was simple: gain control by making her trust them completely while ignoring the truth. Stay tuned as we uncover how this manipulation unfolded and what happened next.
It opened my eyes to observing more than believing. But I believe that because in 2023 in July, when we received the first 27, the only other one that I dealt with, I had the support of Binang Tumane Binang and Mansara Peso. So whenever Mr. Perumal tried to deviate or tried to, what is the word that Mr. Rapeso used? Run tricks. The three of us backed each other to ensure that the investigation was in line and lawful. So when I spoke about being chosen for this diversion project, in hindsight, now that I've looked at all the evidence and I've replayed conversations between myself and Advocate Johnson as well as Mr. Perumal, I am of the opinion that they were attempting to groom me into a prosecutor that would follow that line of march.
And when you say that line of march, what do you mean?
Do as you're told, but prosecute with the skill that you have.
Okay, so basically Mr. Perumal would be calling the shots and you must just do the prosecutorial aspect of it. Utilize your skill, but don't ask questions.
Correct.
Okay.
That is, in hindsight, that is how I'm sitting back and looking at it. And I will elaborate on why I say this and the things that were said to me towards February 2025 when we start with my statements.
You referred to Mr. Binang and Mr. Rapesu. So they were part of the Perumal team that you are now being roped into?
No. One of the bones of contention in 2023 already was that when Advocate Johnson compiled the team for the 27 in 2023, she had completely excluded Mr. Perumal's team members or the subordinates, and she had handpicked Mr. Rapesu and Mr. Binang. At that point, they were reporting to Mr. Rulof or Colonel Rulofsa. They later started reporting to Mr. Perumal, and then once they started in July 2020, well, let me put it this way, in September 2023, when Mr. Binang and Mr. Rapesu started objecting to the trickery of Mr. Perumal, I'm quoting the word, and the shortcuts in investigations and trying to create a narrative during an investigation. It was then in 2023 that Mr. Binang was victimized by Advocate Johnson and Mr. Perumal. And then when diversion happened, Mr. Mlambo and Mr. Rapesu were victimized by Mr. Perumal when questions were being asked.
Mr. McLean, when he spoke to you, He must have said why. Did he say why? He says to you, be careful, they will ruin your career, you're being naive.
He didn't go into great detail. He just said that they are dangerous people and they don't follow the rules. I'm paraphrasing.
He didn't speak to anything in particular that was happening in the environment that makes him say, they're dangerous people, you have to be careful, they'll ruin your career if you are not careful.
Am I allowed to not answer that?
Well, I guess
Yes, there was.
of interest and relevance to us, or at least to me, is how far back do the problems, the kind of things we are looking at now, even if not specific to these facts, but is there an institutional problem? This about crime intelligence and General Masemola, are these isolated, a new development when IDEC has been playing by the rules and doing everything right by the book until recently, November 2024, leading to now. So the warning from Mr. McLean seems to suggest that there were concerns already by the time you joined.
Confirm. And I did make mention of it in my statement, my first statement. I'm trying to be diplomatic about this. So on the 20th of January 2025, when we were consulting with the forklift witness, he made mention of Cedric and Kabinde. As naive as I am, I didn't know who that was, so I had to Google. When we were on the smoker's balcony the day after, Mr. Perumal and myself, he mentioned to me that, so there were two aspects that he addressed with me that day. One, that he didn't want the witness to speak about Cedric and Kabinde in front of Mr. Rapesu. And I didn't understand because at that time I didn't know that they had worked together at iPad.
They had worked together. Who
Mr. Nkabinde and Mr. Rapesu had previously worked at iPad together. The second aspect...
Sorry, and the witness that he refers to is the forklift witness?
Correct.
Okay.
With regards to that forklift witness mentioning Mr. Nkabinde, it was about the arrangements to go and consult with Mr. Perumal. So on the 21st, when we were on the balcony, Mr. Perumal addresses this aspect, and I said, but why? And he didn't give me a reply. His next response to me was, Drew, I need you to speak to ID. So I said, about? And he said, no. Rapesu is going to start crying that the work is too much now. I need you to speak to ID to bring on my guys. So this is the second time Mr. Perumal is asking me to bring on his Eastern Cape guys, being Mr. Belichan, Mr. Mbalo, because Mr. Mazibukwana at that time was in hospital. The first incident where Mr. Perumal brought up the aspect of his guys being on board was on the 6th of December, also on the balcony, where he said to me, I said to him, so I hear we have a new matter together, because he and I, we were not speaking on good speaking terms at that time because of what had transpired with the first 27 report. We spoke, but it was not very friendly. And he said, yes, I need you to get those documents sorted out now because the ID must sign it. I want my guys to go and fetch the dockets before we leave because they were flying back to Eastern Cape. And I said to him, but the ID didn't designate. And then I gave him the 5 people that were designated. So with regards to the Nkabinde matter, if I may just go to the affidavit.
The affidavit is at page 248 of file.
Perumal didn't want the forklift witness mentioning Nix Bunda in front of Rapetsu. Instead, he quickly pushed his Eastern Cape project to distract attention and keep the conversation away from sensitive details. According to the claims, this wasn't a coincidence but a calculated move to control the narrative and prevent certain information from coming to light. The timing raised questions about what Perumal was trying to hide and why he was so determined to redirect the discussion. Was it simply a strategic decision, or was there a deeper reason behind his actions?
Third aspect regarding the why me question. You wanted to elaborate and go back in time earlier than the first section 27.1.
Correct. Chair Commissioners, I started at IDAC, or when it was still ID, on the 1st of March 2023. I did indicate that I was given alphabet soup in the sense that we were short-staffed and I was given a lot of projects. By the end of April, I had already, I was in the process of finalizing 2 investigations and drafting chart sheets, etc., for 2 matters in under 8 weeks or 7 weeks. And after speaking to my former DDPP, he reminded me that, or his words were, once you started showing your grit, Mr. Perumal's team, the Eastern Cape team, had approached Advocate Johnson and asked that I now join their team as a prosecutor.
And why is it called the Eastern Cape team?
When I started, they were still under secondment and they were being housed in a DPP's office in Eastern Cape. They were not permanently based in Pretoria. They are still not permanently based in Pretoria. They still do travel. So we refer to them, or they were referred to as the Eastern Cape team. There was a prosecutor that was dealing with all their matters, and it was 13 matters that had been placed on the roll already. And when I got the SMS or the WhatsApp, it was not from Advocate Johnson directly. It was from the senior state advocate on those matters, who had informed me it is an instruction of the ID that you are now placed on this team in these matters. I had approached my deputy director, and I'd asked him, but now you're adding, I've already got 7 cases that are mine that I now need to work on, and I'm being added to matters that are already on the court roll that I have to play catch up. And I was told it's the ID's instructions. And I must be honest, when I started working with the Eastern Cape team, you knew, you're still learning personalities, and I did find them to be competent. There's a saying in our office that Mr. Perumal can sell you sugar from your own tea. He's very articulate. He would make you believe that this is going in this direction. So I did trust the team in 2023.
So in the Eastern Cape team, as you call it, it was Mr. Perumal and who else?
It's Mr. Perumal. It's Mr. I'll give you the composition from 2023. It's Mr. Perumal, who's the leader. It's Mr. Beluchin, Mr. Mbalo, Mr. Mazibukwana, and there was a warrant officer, Williams, but he's recently been boarded off or retired, something to that effect. So it was that, and then it was the senior state advocate.
Did they not have their own DDPP?
I alluded to it, but I will address it now. When it came to that team, they would even bypass the DDPP. They would go directly to Advocate Johnson with everything, even authorizations, lack of authorizations, enrollment documents, etc.
I hear that. That is how they behaved. but structurally.
Yes, Advocate Law was our DDPP for the security cluster.
Paul Lowe.
Correct.
He was their DDPP.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And not based in the Eastern Cape.
No, we were based in Pretoria. And then I had various interactions with Advocate Johnson based on my previous testimony with regards to the addendum rather than doing a brand new 28. I had informed the Commission about my approach on the matter, the second matter where I was in the process of drafting the charge sheet. So when I was called in July for the first July 2023 for the first Section 27 referral that I make reference to and how it was done in my first statement, it was myself and another state advocate who started on the same day as me. We both started on the 1st of March 2023, and he's a very good prosecutor. We were spoken about in management meetings about the work, the input, the hard work that we were doing at that time. It is in July 2023 that I realized that if I may just quote, when Captain McLean found out that I was going to be working with Advocate Johnson so closely and with the Eastern Cape team, because he had previously worked with them and because I was working on multiple matters with him, he called me aside and he spoke. We had coffee and he said to me, "You're naive." And I agreed. I was new to the environment. That was very new to me. I was coming from the regional courts. This was a specialized unit that had its own set of rules. And he said to me, if you don't be careful, if you don't ensure that you document and they will ruin your career.